Why is budgeting the most important tool you will ever learn? The first problem is none of us got taught how to budget. Most of us went to school and they never taught us how to budget, the power of a budget, and what is it for, right? So let's start at the beginning. Budgeting is a nasty word for most people. Like most of us, it's a tool for constraint. It's a tool that tells us what we're not supposed to do. I would like to reframe it and change it from a constraining tool which tells us what not to do, but more towards a spending tool, right? So you get to spend on paper first before you go and spend the real paper later on. But again, why is it important? It's important for this one main fact. Like all important things that we learn, most of the time we start off practicing it. No chef becomes a great chef by just one day opening a book and going to class and then they become a great chef. No footballer becomes a great footballer by kicking a football around once and then they're a great footballer. It all comes with practice. And this is the one thing that I wish I had gotten taught about budgeting. When you budget on a piece of paper, that is the way you get to practice. You work whole month for one salary. You never ever get to practice it with on paper. How much do I spend on food? How much do I spend on fuel? How much do we spend on going out and entertaining and maintenance of our vehicles? You don't do none of that. You get paid and then you're like, well, I'll figure it out as I go through the month. How did that work out for you? Because I know how it worked out for me and my wife. It didn't go too well, I can promise you that. We get to make the mistakes on paper instead of in real life. We also get to have success on paper, and we get this roadmap that shows us exactly what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to spend money on, and areas where we need to cut back or do less of so that we can do other things. Now, with regards to being debt free, one of the important reasons why we need to budget, it's not a nicety, it's not something that one day you'll ever stop doing, is once you start freeing up money, you actually start seeing on paper your success. You're like, oh, so I've paid off one account, I have X amount left over, I can take that, add it to the debt snowball, and continue paying the rest off. So that's the one thing. Point number two is just like every great tool, just like every great skill, the more you practice it, the more you get better at it. And one of the best quotes I've ever heard on this, it comes from Myron Golden. It goes, amateurs practice to get something right. A professional practices so that they can never get that thing wrong. And this is the point of the budget. Every month or every week, depending on how you get paid, you put your money on paper first and you start putting it out into the pockets. The things that you have to spend, like your rental, electricity, food, your debt for now, and you get to have a safe environment where you can work things out. Now, a tip that was given to us, and I thought, since we're being coached, we won't make this mistake. Our coach told us it's going to take us 3 months before we'll figure the budget out. And obviously, me, overzealous, wanting to overachieve, um, we get the budget. I'm like, okay, cool. I've drawn up this budget. I put it on Excel sheet. Never really worked on Excel, but somehow when we had a budget, I put it on an Excel sheet. But here I am at home, Excel sheet, wife sitting next to me, and I worked everything out. I'm talking about to the cent. 3 days before we get paid for that month, because myself and my wife both got paid on the 25th of every month, I go and fetch my wife by the train station. Because we were poor, we didn't have a car or anything, so we all traveled by train. So I go and fetch her by the train station, and she's like, we need to go shop. And I'm thinking, it's 3 days before we get paid. I don't know what we're shopping for, but okay. Anyway, we go into the shop, buy a couple of things, and I'll never forget. There was food and there was toilet paper. And my wife threw the things in the basket, and I looked at her and I was like, my angel, we need to make a choice. We either getting toilet paper or we're getting food because I made the budget very, very fine. Anyway, we had money to buy both, don't worry. We had toilet paper and we had food in our house for 3 days. But I just took it way too serious and I made it extremely tight. Like every other person you ever worked with, everyone makes it tight and then you make it to loose by month number 2, and then month number 3 you find that sweet spot. Now, let me tell you this. When we started off, budgeting was difficult. I say that in inverted commas, right? It was difficult because we didn't practice it enough. I would do one budget and then call it a day. And eventually, the more we done this, we started to do it week by week. We started, instead of having our food budget for the month, we broke our food budget up into 4 individual payments because we got paid for the month. Most months, there's 4 weeks. And we basically started shopping weekly. Number one, because we had a place to buy food very, very close to where we lived. And number two, we basically got rid of our freezer because we just ended up wasting a lot of money with this massive freezer that we had. And we just tried our best to buy fresh things. Yes, not everyone has access to that. We did, so we made it work for us. It was something that we learned because we done our budget more and more, and we basically used to sit with our budget on a weekly basis. And it was something I learned at my place of work. This person asked this question, said most people have money that they need to manage in their workplace, right? And they can manage that money perfectly to the cent. But when they get paid a salary, like us, I couldn't manage it. I didn't know where it went. That was the biggest thing. I had no idea where my money went. I know I got paid and I know there was a zero, but what happened between getting paid and the zero, I have no idea. It went here, it went there, and the budget was just this set of instructions, this spending guide that we could go, okay, this we're going to spend on food, this we're going to spend on this. But the point of that question was, at my workplace, I had a budget which was double my salary, right? And I had to buy all the consumables for the engineering department: washers, bolts, nuts, lubrication sprays, degreasers, rags, you name it. That is what I used to buy. And what allowed me to get this responsibility of this money was, one night someone came out for a call out to fix a machine and there was no washers and bolts. So they stripped a different machine, took parts out of there, used it on the machine that was broken, gave no one feedback, and left. And when we came in the next day, we had two machines that was broken. And we tried fixing them, but we had there was no consumables to fix the machine. There was no bolts, there was no nuts, there was no, yeah, it was just a complete mess. And my manager came to me and he's like, this is why we spend money. It is offensive, but it's also defensive. What you think costs a lot sometimes is the thing that can save you. And in our case, the saving was actually being able to have a machine run and make us money. And when that dawned on me, I was like, I'm looking at my budget from the wrong lens. Remember last video we spoke about the lens? The wrong lens was, I have and I earn a little. I'm not planning it. I'm not spending it. And I have no idea where it's going. And that gets me into trouble because when something breaks down, or we need food, or we need toilet paper, we don't have money for those things. And once we started looking at our budget from that light, okay, this is a place where we can make mistakes. This is a place where we can have success. We only get paid once a month, but we get to prepare for that one salary 30 days. Now, I think budgeting every day is extreme. So we ended up budgeting once a week, and that was basically our fuel, our food, our going out money, our spending money, and it stayed like that many, many years later. Now, fast forward almost 12 years of marriage, we budgeted once in January for the whole year. We could project what we're gonna save, what we gonna have in our emergency fund, what we're gonna add to our studies, what we're gonna add to our education, this, that. We projected for the whole year. We in month number 11. I can look back and go, we actually worked at this correctly. Here we failed. Here we made this area a little bit too tight. This one was cool. We paid for holidays, school stuff, clothing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So going into next year, what are we going to do? Now, yes, we budgeted one massive budget for the whole year, but we budget every single week because I get paid weekly. So we still use the tool, but now we use the tool for a far longer time period, and then we measure ourselves against it. And if it doesn't work, we just go and fix it and change it. And that's the beauty of the budget. It's supposed to be dynamic. Yes, we would love for it to be static, to go, okay, I'm going to save 20% of my salary every month. Life doesn't work like that. Some months we save 30%. Like today, it's snowing outside. I don't want to go outside. It's cold. So today I get to save money. There's money that I decided I was going to go and treat myself to a breakfast. But I'm not. I'm at home. I'm recording a video. So you saving me money. Thank you very much. But anyway, I'm losing the plot. The point of the story is this. Budgeting is an amazing tool to help you figure out what you're going to do for the next month. It's a defense, it's an offense, it's a spending plan, and you get to choose what you want to spend it on. And I wish someone had told me that. I hope this information serves you. I hope it helps you. I hope it helps change your mind on whether a budget is constraining or if it's something that gives you freedom. It gives us freedom. All the people we've worked with, all the people we've spoken to, it starts off as a constraining device, but it's something that's added hope to our lives. For example, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months, but hopefully, looking at our budget the way it's going, we can travel to South Africa next year for a holiday to visit our friends and family. But I can't just leave that up in the ether and go like, oh, well, we've got 6 months, we'll make it work. No, strategic. Put a little bit of way every month for the next 6 months, and boom, we buy tickets, and then here we go and enjoy ourselves in another country. How cool is that? So, yeah. Hope this serves you. In the next video, we're going to get into what we should put in our budget, the line items, break it down. We can share our budget with you and just hopefully give you some hope and some vision and see someone do it, and then you can go do it. How cool is that? But anyway, till next time, stay blessed by the best and take care of yourself. Bye.